Hello everybody! Welcome back to another Rambling Reaction Review for yet another action-packed episode of RWBY. This time we'll be looking at Volume 3, Chapter 5, Never Miss a Beat. A very aptly titled episode because the music this time is the best I have seen all season. But we'll get to that. Let's begin. Episode start with Russell and Sky from Team Cardinal up against the rope versus Penny and Franciel, who does jack all to help Penny during the fight, but it's not like Penny needs it. She is mopping the floor with these guys. Basically all Ciel there is for is to keep Penny on schedule. Poor buggers never stood a chance. After the fight, Ruby finally gets to talk with her friend Penny again.
Ruby! Oh, why?
Oh, ouch! I wonder if Penny accidentally bowling over people is going to be like a thing in other shows like the Flintstones or reboots. Here, Penny introduces us, well, Ruby, to Ciel Soleil, who, while reading off Ruby's stats like a robot, is confirmed to be human by Penny. She is actually a student/soldier because, well, you know, if it's Atlas, you're kind of both. Ordered by Ironwood to babysit Penny, while not knowing that Penny is actually a highly advanced AI robot. Also, leading into probably the funniest line this episode.
She's like Blake, but if Blake was ordered to spend time with you. Oh, so Weiss. Precisely.
Not to mention the magnet cutaway was pretty damn cute too. In the end, we learn that Penny wants to stay at Beacon, most likely because she actually has real friends there. I bet, much like Ciel, everyone else she interacts with at Atlas are pretty well ordered to be there or treat her like a living weapon. So it's just natural to want to live with, you know, where your friends are. Ciel, the strict timekeeper, beckons Penny away, probably under orders to get her back to base by Ironwood. On to the next fight, and that's our very own Team RWBY's Yang and Weiss versus Atlas's Team FNKI, or phonetically speaking, for all you cool cats out there, Team Funky. And their two entries chosen are Flynt Cole and Nyan Katt. Flynt, Cole, and Nyan Katt? These two just open a whole can of worms. These two are nothing like what Weiss or myself expected from Atlas students. I expected more Ciel clones, really, you know, generic stormtrooper throwaways. But okay, let's look at the most obvious standout candidate first. Nyan Katt. She is a cat fauness that has bloody rainbows coming out of her roller skates. Do I need to spell this out for you? Outside of being an internet meme, she's basically a raver girl, not only in the way she looks and acts, but even her weapons. Dust-infused nunchucks that she actually cracks like glow sticks to activate. That crack was actually my knuckle, not from the show. Speaking of being an internet meme, Flynt Cole. This one has a few more layers to it, and I've actually got to give Rooster Teeth credit because it's very clever. This character has quite the history to him. Let's start with the most obvious one. His name. Flynt Cole actually started as a Minecraft meme started by Rooster Teeth's Let's Play guys.
Dude, I got Cole and Flynt.
Oh, you're set. That'd be a cool name, Flynt Cole.
Since then, he's been a running gag that's made his way onto X-Ray Vav, onto Rooster Teeth merchandise, everywhere. On top of that, Flynt Cole's voice actor is named, you guessed it, Flynt Flossie. It all just intersects. Also, there's a little bit of maybe an older meme in there, but I think I'm stretching with this. The good old, oh my god, like 90s skull trumpet. Moving on from the meme part, Flynt has a very interesting weapon. A trumpet. Not just any trumpet. When he plays it, the force of it can push or damage enemies. My guess is the sound waves work by like causing vibrations in the air that his trumpet makes. So his trumpet must use wind dust to cause those air molecules to vibrate, and it amplifies it. Science! Also, Flynt's trumpet weapon is pretty cool, just for the fact that it's a musical instrument, but I think it might have evolved from another musical weapon from an anime a lot of us might remember. The saxophone, played by Mid-Valley the Horn Freak from Trigun. This guy was one of the gun-ho guns hired to kill Vash the Stampede, and he tried to do it with the sound waves from his sax, very similar to Flynt. Between the two, I actually liked Flynt better, not just because he's a better character overall, but because half of the episode's music revolves around him and his trumpet. When he starts to play the music of the show changes from good to great. I don't know about you guys, but I love big band and Dixieland jazz. These redone versions of songs that you're going to hear in this episode, This Will Be the Day and I Burn. I can't wait until these songs come out on iTunes or Google Play. You know, it's weird now that I think of it more. Like I mentioned it earlier, but like with Atlas being so strict and militaristic, these two characters kind of show that sometimes the ones with the strictest rules placed upon them are the ones that rebel the loudest. Okay, enough character analysis. Let's look at what's actually going on in the fight. And as usual, there's a bit of banter between the teams as it begins, with Flynt calling out Weiss for her father's company running his father's dust shop out of business. I guess even if Weiss ignores his calls, she still has to deal with his legacy, a sort of sins of the father situation. Yang tries to defend her and gets cut off by Nyan.
Why don't you? That's what you sound like.
Here we go.
Right off the bat, we see the synergy between Flynt and Nyan. He uses his trumpet blast to launch Nyan right into Yang, splitting up the two-man RWBY team. Weiss and Flynt end up fighting in the volcano zone, and Yang and Nyan duking it out in the cityscape. This fight is easily starting out on Team Funky's advantage. The cityscape is Nyan's rollerblading home turf. A lot of smooth surfaces, jet grind radio style for her to keep up her momentum on. Something that Yang has a hard time dealing with. All the fights we've seen Yang win are against slow-moving, large opponents. Anything that's quick and nimble, like Neo from the train fight, she has a hard time hitting. So basically, if she can't hit it, she can't win. Now, the Nyan Yang fight has its good own poppy music. Again, kind of reminding me of Jet Set Radio, or maybe even Busta Groove, who has its own kitty character. Yang cuts the music short with this great audio transition to what I think are, again, I'm going to keep on gushing over these best songs of the season. Going back to the advantages thing, the volcano zone works against Weiss's natural affinity to ice, but she is smart enough to switch from ice to wind dust to deflect Flynt's main attack. Then she goes all Haku from Naruto, zipping from glyph to glyph, not letting Flynt get a beat on her until he uses his semblance, the Killer Quartet. With a wider area of effect, he knocks her off her glyphs. 4 times the Flynt, 4 times the power. Even the way his duplicates pop in and go back is so cool. So much detail was put into his character. In the end, Weiss could not beat Flynt and had to throw himself and him into a lava pool to keep him from attacking Yang from behind, taking herself out of the match, but leaving Flynt with only 16 points of aura left. With that, Yang goes Super Saiyan, taking on both at the same time. And I gotta say, I'm actually impressed with Yang. She seems to have smartened up, blasting the smooth concrete surface so Nyan has nowhere to safely rollerblade, and then going straight for Flynt, leaving Nyan to actually take herself out in the end when forced to rollerblade in the rocky area. Ooh, seeing that felt good. Yang and Weiss win, and ouch! Weiss's Hail Mary move from earlier left her pretty beat up, but they earned the respect of Team Funky in the process.
That was a gutsy move, Schnee. I dig it.
Scene change to the dorms. Yet again, Cinder's group is just hanging out. And yeah, Cinder has access to Penny through her virus. You can see it right there on the tablet. Can somebody pick up that phone? Because I freaking called it! Back in Volume 2, I knew it would lead to this. Switch again to Ozpin's office with Qrow drinking coffee? Oh, dang, there goes my theory about Team Stark's picture only being Ozpin. If Qrow drinks coffee too, obviously that stain could be his as well. Ah, well. They are discussing Ironwood's part and what's all going on, his ousting of Ozpin. And they say something kind of neat.
Sometimes I'm not even sure he has a heart.
That's a nice little nod to who Ironwood is somewhat based off of. The Tin's Woodman from The Wizard of Oz, who only wanted the wizard to give him a heart. They go on to speak more about guardians and how they actually choose themselves, making me believe that if this is a position that one must accept, I wonder if there's some sort of self-sacrifice involved. Usually when you have to have some sort of self-sacrifice, which is shown to us actually by Weiss earlier this episode, that must be the reason why they have to accept the position of guardian, because maybe you have to sacrifice a part of yourself to become a guardian. While Ozpin is telling us what traits this sort of person must have to become a guardian, the camera cuts away to Pyrrha entering an elevator, alluding that she might be their next guardian. But right before the door closes, what is with that evil smirk? We will have to wait till next episode to find out. My theory is she's got that smirk on because she was just making out with Jean. I mean, it's probably Emerald in disguise. Yeah, that was my first thought for sure. Man, I gotta say, even though that there was Penny in the fights, amazing Yang and Weiss fights, funky, above all else, the music is what stood out. The music is so good this episode. I love that big band sound. Well, that's all from me, everybody. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and share with your friends. As always, this is just my opinion. I'm not an expert. If you know something I don't and feel like debating something, feel free to leave a comment below. And until next time, good night, everybody!